Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And as much as I love giving tea, I love drinking tea from a cup. Or it can be a pen holder, whatever.
Whatever you want, it can be.
It could be that. And you can get your cup mug at launchescreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. If you scan it, it'll take you right to the shop. You can get your cup, order your cup, favorite the shop, and then send me a cute little message telling me how much you love the shop. That'd be great. And then, because we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Yeah, Brazil, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we're so sorry. Jesus, it,
I don't know.
it never ends. It never ends.
And I will say this too, Jack. You will never make me eat an evil pie.
I mean, why would you want to eat a pie when you can instead live? Just anything else. Just live.
Mm.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel. And today, we do actually have some gain from some pain. And by gain, I mean like a 3D printed coin that one of the interns ran off at the end of the night.
Fear Factor's back after taking a break last week. They're back this week, and I was like, "And you come back for this episode? Great!" And you come back for okay, um, okay. We're going to
Sure.
talk. We're going to talk about episode 6 of Fear Factor: House of Fear. But before we do, we would love if you would subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. We're here talking Fear Factor. We see y'all enjoying watching Fear Factor. Us talk about Fear Factor. I would love to see that all those views turn into subscriptions. That would be great. I would love that for us and for you. So if you enjoyed me and Jack talking about Fear Factor and House of Fear or any other show that we all talk about, which we have a lot of going on right now, subscribe to this channel because we do talk most things competitive reality television. Well, now basically everything if you consider our reality roundup show that's just aired. Well, we talk all shows that we watch during the week of reality TV. So you can follow us there, follow us and hear all these conversations. We're talking Fear Factor, House of Fear. Traders is wrapping up to tomorrow. Well, it's wrapping up today as the day of recording. We'll record it tomorrow. Um, we're talking Survivor 50. We're talking Survivor Australia. We're talking Project Runway. We're talking House of Villains. It's a lot going on here on this channel. And so if you want to be there, we got a lot.
I don't know what it is with this week, but there's so much content that you could
Mhm.
get right here.
Period. So subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single piece of information. Also, if you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race, we have a channel for you. Also, that link is in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you're not busy on March the 1st, we are doing a amazing, fun little thing we got going here on the channel where the panelists here and some very special friends of ours, maybe someone from Fear Factor House of Fear might be joining us too. We're
Ooh.
playing The Traitors, and we would love for you to join. We're going to be right here live at 4 p.m. Eastern, playing The Traitors, hosted by Jack, hosted by Brooke, help run and put together by Brooke and Jack. So we're ready for it. I'm playing, yes, because I'm a glutton. I'm a glutton for punishment, and I can't just walk away from a game anymore. Apparently, um, and so we're gonna have a great time. Come join us. We got some special guests. If you check out our Instagram, you know some of the names. Pastor Jacob from The Snake, Ty from Destination X. We have Steve from Got to Get Out, Star from Survivor, And recently announced is Philip from Deal or No Deal Island. Like I said, we got one more announcement to make, so check that out. Check out our Instagram page at the Cup Pod on all across our socials. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. So we hope you would tune in and watch. But we're here to talk about Fear Factor House of Fear. And Damien is gone and people are still feeling a little weird about it, which I get it because
Fair.
I'm feeling that way about it. Still not over it. Still not over it. But yeah,
It. I mean, literally, we felt the light of the season leave last week, and it
it
just is like,
shows.
you know what? The only way to make sure everyone knows that is to wake them up when it's not light outside, just so they're aware. Like, y'all fucked up. You fucked up hard.
It's
I need
hard.
you to know.
I mean, 4 a.m. wake up call is maddening. Maddening. But they waking them up only for them to find out that the first look room is open and everybody can go in.
Huh.
And they get in, and the first look says it's going to be a pain auction. Hmm.
You know what?
I
Work. Sure.
don't.
Whatever you got to do. Whatever you have to do in order to make an interesting episode. Sure. A pain. What?
Pain auction. And I was like, oh, okay. So everybody is getting ready to go to whatever this they see some of the things go through with electricity is gonna have food with animals on them or and just grossness. And it's Fear Factor, so it's what you expect. And I said before when this episode, when I saw what the preview for this episode was, I was like, "Ooh, this is the episode that I dread the most. I probably won't watch half of it." I didn't. I watched most of it. I will say it didn't gross me out as bad as I did. It was only one particular part that I was like, "Ooh, absolutely not! I don't want to watch this." And we'll talk about what part that is. But they go get on the Fear Factor bus and it takes them to a building where all the foolishness is about to take place.
Just a casual giant coal mine. Wait a sec.
But
Oh, not a
um,
coal mine. Why are we giving Zach Homefield an advantage? Like, do we really need to?
yeah.
Just nothing ever good happens at a second location. So let's see what they have to suffer with.
So they go in, they sit down, and Johnny is welcoming them to the pain auction, letting them know that they are trying to get a Fear Factor coin, which could help them later on. Um, but there's only a few coins to go around, not enough for everybody to get one. It's 7 things that's going to happen. It's 9 people in the game. So 2 people won't get coins by the end of this. And you have to bet on for some things that's going to happen. And they're never good. So the first one was electricity. And they had to um bid on how many voltages of how many volts are going to go through their body, um and they were doing this in tens, like
Yeah, volts go up very fast. And this is not like a very calm kind of like, oh yeah, like we're starting at basically a full car battery
hmm
with 40 volts and saying, okay, y'all get to go up from here, have fun.
40 volts, and eventually it gets up to 100 volts going through, and Ethan decides that he's going to take that because he touched a gate, a cow gate before, and he said it himself. It hurt like the devil. It hurt so bad, but he's gonna wish to do it again.
I am looking it up out of curiosity now. What is the voltage of an electric cow gate?
Hmm
Um, Okay, so that's a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Electric cow gates in general range between 3,000 and 5,000 volts.
Ooh,
So it's a bit more. It is a
yeah,
bit
a
more,
lot more.
but that is momentary kind of shocks versus this, which is prolonged pain.
And you have to hold it for 10 seconds. Now, I would think when you say I have to hold something for 10 seconds, it's literally I just got to hold it for 10 seconds because you're going to turn it right to the voltage I bid on and I hold it for 10 seconds. He held this for way longer than 10 seconds. And I found this to be the most unfair thing I've ever seen
Yeah, no, this was not explained properly.
at
What
all.
this was you are bidding for 10-second increments where every 10 seconds we up the voltage by 10, and you must hold on the entire time.
That is not what they said when
That is
they.
not what he signed up for.
I would have been so pissed. I'm like, so we just going 100? You just gonna go straight to 100? I'm holding this, and it's like, no. He had to hold on to this thing as this thing went from 10. Was it? Did it start at 10?
It started at 30,
Started at
and it
30.
went all the way to 100, which
And
is ow, no.
no,
I I do not think I have been this uncomfortable watching reality TV. Like physically, like I am not okay looking at the screen right now because I don't like this.
mm,
Since that Dog Amazing Race show that happened where the guy basically put his dog out the window during it.
mm.
Yeah, no, this was I was not happy to have to rewatch this, going like, yep, okay, that's how high he went. Oh God. Ew.
His body was convulsing inwards, where he was just like, I
Yeah.
could, yeah, no, but he did it.
He did it.
He did it. And way he stood there afterwards, and his hands was just like this
Yep.
because he could not move, and they were like, just put it in his pot. Like he had to regain his strength to.
No.
Absolutely not.
I
Absolutely not.
genuinely do not know legally if they could have gone up another 10 or 20 volts because that feels like the maximum that they'd be able to put someone through without them just straight up passing out.
Right. Crazy work. But he did it, and he moved on. The next one was Chili's, and they had to heat and bid on how many habanero peppers they can eat. No.
Once again, I feel like we've gone down in level. Like, yeah, eating habanero peppers is going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
At least you can get rid of that pain quickly. Why are we electrocuting people? But yeah, no, this is still rough, and at most I could do like maybe 3. It's gonna screw with your whole day. It's gonna
It's a
screw with
whole
your like
week.
your whole week. Like I've had ghost pepper hot sauces once or twice, and yeah, simply put, you have 1 or 2 drops of those. Congratulations, your gut is screwed over for the next 24 to 48. It's bad.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, I could not do that. My stomach could. Ooh, the way I would have been crying and like, and it's going to hurt coming back out. It's going to burn going. It's gonna burn going in. It's gonna burn going out. And if you got it coming out, both,
No,
it's
no,
burning. It's that's I can't.
it's
No,
bad. Bad
it's
time.
bad.
Bad
But,
time.
but Chelsea did it, and she said 5. She could eat 5, and she ate 5. I was like, good on
Good
you,
for
right
you.
there. Good on you. Um, the next was the bug zapper.
Well, there is a little bit more to talk about with Chelsea, mostly because
I
we
mean, she
actually
did
see the
pass
episode.
out because like she had to have medical come in because she was not doing well.
She was vomiting. She was on the floor. Her body was like, "What did you just do to me?" Like, it was not a good time.
She
Like,
did not do well with that.
yeah,
They didn't know she
I
was gonna come back, but she did. I'm glad she did.
she came back. She was fine, thankfully. But like, yeah, Jesus Christ, we've screwed up her whole day.
Yeah, she's done for all day. Like she's gonna be in the bathroom constantly for the rest of the day. It does not matter. And that's not even added on to everything else that she had to go through. But we'll talk about that. But the next one was the bug zapper. Now, this is the one of them I could have done.
I what There are multiple of these where I'm like, oh yeah, no, they reached the limit. I think that's basically as far as they've gone. This one and like two other ones, I'm like, no, you could have gone farther. In
Right.
fact, every single one of you that didn't win the auction here, you should be ashamed because you could have gone way harder on this.
So Lance wins this one, and he gets up to 12. He has to stick his tongue on a bug zapper 12 different times. And I'm like, okay. I would have done that one. I'm like, yeah, I could do it as much as you need me to, because after a while, I'm like, after it's going, your tongue's gonna get numb.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I think after like the fourth or fifth one, Lance is like, my tongue is numb, so this is not a problem anymore.
Right.
Like, it's scary doing it the first couple, maybe up to like 3 or 4 times, and then after that, it's like, oh, I just keep doing it.
But it's like when you put your tongue on one of those those V volt batteries,
Button battery.
and
Oh
it's like
yeah,
and it's like and then after a while you don't feel it anymore. You just keep. Yeah,
you
I
just
did
keep
that.
doing it. Yeah, no. Once again, I would have. I honestly, my guess as to what happened here is that table did not look like it could go over 12 bug zappers. So Lance probably reached the limit, or multiple of them bet to the limit, and then they had to go, okay, we're going to randomize this because we
didn't see it. No.
we only see Lance walking up to do it. Like, we don't see any of the auction for this.
Yeah, so I think you might be right. I think something happened. It was only 12, and then he had to, a randomized thing. So Lance does it easily because that was the
Yeah.
easiest. And then Johnny even jumps in and do the last one with him, and Johnny's like, like it. That's how you know it wasn't nothing. That's how you know it wasn't really nothing to that one. So Lance wins that one. Then it's Rob's turn with this ice cold water just on his head. He had to put himself in a box. He can't breathe because he had a tube so he can breathe properly. But this water is like 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and he had to submerge his whole head in it and just sit there for 5 minutes.
That is actually really rough. Like, I will say, I don't know how much more. This also feels like it's just about the legal limit for what they're allowed to pull, because at a certain point, you're going to start giving people localized hypothermia. Like, it's not going to be a good time.
Right. I think because we didn't see that auction either, so I think the same thing happened with Lance. I think they just like that's as much time as you can possibly humanly do, and Rob just happened to win whatever the
randomization of
the
it was.
randomization process was. So we did that. Then it was the
I
one
think
that,
the ladles, maybe the ladles of
oh, we
hot
forgot the ladles. That came
I was gonna
before
say,
that
I
one.
can't remember where that came in
That
sequence.
came before all of that. I think that came right after the peppers.
It might have, yeah.
Yeah, I think that came after peppers. I'm sorry, Blake. Didn't mean to forget your hot wax ladle, but I could have did that one too. It would have burned.
The thing is, like, yeah, hot wax burns for a second,
But
and then you're fine. Like, this is genuinely something where I'm confused why people didn't go up to like 10, 12. This is something that is very, very simple to do. And you can even see, like, Blake is not in like any pain doing this. It's like very momentary.
I think the worst part for Blake was when he gets on his legs, how he's going to get that wax off his legs without the hair ripping out of his skin because all that wax, and he has very hairy legs.
That should have actually been it. It should have been, we are going to wax you for this amount. But instead they're just dumping hot wax and that's it.
Right,
Like,
they could have ripped it out. They're like, ah, but shoot, I'm like, let me get
but
hot wax.
granted,
Let
how
me,
do you get the hot wax off you if someone is like, I'm quitting this mid-time? It's like, I'm so sorry. That's no longer an option.
right. Yeah, him get. I wonder how he got that wax off and how much hair did he lose? He probably lost a whole lot of hair on his legs
That
and the
time, yeah.
chest because he put it on
No.
his nipple too. Like, oof, ah. But I would have happily did that. Like, put it on my arm. I would just get the hair wax. I mean, look, we get our ladies, we get our eyebrows waxed, we get our chin waxed, and all the. I can take that pain. It's like a Brazilian wax. Ooh, get it done. Like I don't understand why Danielle or Jaylene didn't go for that. Like I would have been like 3, 4, give me 5. I don't care. Like do that. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, but it's gonna start feeling good when it warm up. It's like okay, but it feels good now. Like I don't know. As long as you don't put it in my hair and you don't get it on my eyes, like in my face, on my arms and legs, in my stomach. I got you. Do it
Yeah.
again.
Do it again.
Um, yeah, that one was easy, but Blake got that one. And so then we move after Rob did his. Then we get to the one I just couldn't watch, needles, because me personally, I am deathly afraid of needles. I don't like needles, and I did not watch it. Like I completely turned my screen down when he was going for 12 needles. Oh no, 13 needles.
13 needles, yeah.
13 needles in his arm. And I was just like, oh, absolutely not. And when I saw the size of the needle, I was like, absolutely not.
Like, these are, I mean, this is full on like Dragula level piercing challenge, and that is actively known to be the worst, like one of the worst exterminations they have ever done. The both times they did it. This is rough, and even then, like they didn't go this hard at specific points, like on the arms specifically. They
Hmm.
basically went as hard as they could. It
Yeah.
was insane attempting to see him get through this.
I,
So
yeah.
genuinely, I have to give him the most props in the world. His arms are now scarred to shit. I can only imagine.
Yeah. I would never have done that one. That would have never been an option. I was like, ooh, and I could not watch because I'm like, you have to just endure these needles going in. You have to endure these needles coming back out. I don't want any of that.
I also noted that Dita, once he saw the size of the needles, was like, oh, that big? I don't think they were aware of how big these needles were when they
Yeah.
were bidding, because 13 is insanely high for something like this. I
Yeah.
think they all thought it was
Acupuncture
like
needles,
acupuncture or like at most sewing needles.
sewing needles, just yep.
But no, these are like full gauges.
Well, like, oof. Yeah, no, I did not watch that.
Yeah.
But he
No,
does
rough.
it, and it was rough. He was bleeding, and I was like, ugh, no. And then finally, it was snake bites, and that was between Jaylene, Danielle, and Zach. There were only 3 people who did not do anything. And so they're bidding on the snake bites, and the snake bite bid gets to 5, and Danielle is the only person that does it. And I'm like, ooh, well, mm,
Yeah. I think they could have gone higher. I'm going to be honest. This
hmm,
one, once we actually see the snakes, it's very much like, oh, that's it, huh? Not even poisonous. It's
no.
basically just like small snake bites on the arms. Like it's not bad.
And it's really just on the hand because it's like they were biting at her
Yeah.
hand because that's what she was using. She had to go in and now I still, of course, I don't like snakes, so I wouldn't have wanted this.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted it, but she had to go in the box and try to like agitate the snakes to want to bite her, because snakes don't just bite people just to be biting. You really have to mess with the snake to just do it. And she did it, snipe bite. So she got 5 bites. It seemed like it wasn't that much, but I'm sure it hurt. I'm sure it hurt,
Oh
and I
yeah.
would never do it, but she got through it. So go you, Danielle. So Zach and Jaylene are the ones left with no coins, and we were going to see what what that turned into, or what that was going to do for them when they went to the next part of this 24 hours of fear, apparently. And so we see them all come into another room where a table is set, and they are going to have a pie eating contest. But since this is Fear Factor, we know the kind of gross pies they're going to have, like fisheye pie and rotten egg pie and um,
Mouse tail
mouse tail
pie, which
pie.
for some reason is blue. Why?
Mm.
Like,
I mean, we also
did
got pickled scorpion pie.
but that one was reasonably green because it's pickles. Why are mouse tails blue? You
Uh,
know what? It's probably just for vibes.
maybe, maybe just for vibes. Who knows? But it was I can't remember what it coagulated something kind of pie.
Kanji, which is
Kanji.
like a Korean soybean and rice porridge, basically, and fermented herring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is the return of vomit fruit and then a fungus.
Yeah.
Apparently, the fungus is actually supposed to be like really good for you. Like it has a bunch of benefits, and it's actually apparently not bad. But if you
Mm-hmm.
introduce it purely as fungus, it's not great.
Fungus. Yeah, nobody's gonna eat. I'm just gonna randomly eat fungus.
You know, part of a daily diet.
Just some fungus. Although mushrooms are also a fungus, but we
Oh
eat
yeah,
those. But I don't eat those, but people eat those. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. So now we find out what these coins are capable of doing, because everybody's going to get a slice of pie of their choosing. They get to choose what kind of pie they want. For Jaylene and Zach, who got no coins, they are both going to get 2 pieces of pie to start off with. And then everybody who has a coin has the opportunity to give another piece of pie to someone to try to sabotage them. And I was like, okay, we can see how people feel about each other in this house. We can start to see, what's happening. And boy, did we see.
we saw real well.
We saw very well where that lay of the land is. Um, so Dita goes first, and whoever gives this person a pie, they don't get a regular pie. They get the evil blood coagulated pig snout blood pie.
You know what grandma used to make.
It's just
Just yeah. Here's blood.
and the pig snout. Eat it.
Good
Eat it,
luck.
eat it, eat it. Thanks. Um and so Dita gets up and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use my coin and I'm gonna give my pie to Lance. And I was like, whoa,
Oh,
oh, didn't see that coming, but okay. And so Lance is shocked too. He was like, what, like, what is happening? What? And he was like, because I heard you was saying my name. And I was like, what? He said, I heard you. No, he said, I heard you put me in the end game last week. And I was like, what?
well, you're not wrong.
You're
You're not directly wrong,
right.
but like,
Technically, your name was brought to Lance, and he just was like,
okay,
yeah, that's the way you should go. Because the person brought your name to, but I was like, okay.
okay.
So now Lance is upset, and I've seen Lance get upset in the game before, and that is not something you want to do unless you know you can take him out, because now their mind is going to be focused. But yeah, and Lance is like, if you would have just come to me, and he was like, I thought we were cool. D was like, we were cool until I heard that, and he was like, well, I thought if you would come to me, you could hear what happened, what actually happened, which is the truth. Like if you would have just come to him, he could have told you, I didn't say your name. Your name was brought to me by the person who eventually put you in the end game, or
Whoops.
but didn't even put you in the end game because they put Damien in the end game.
I- there's so many weird layers to this. It's very strange.
And here's the thing, yes, I am I'm a Lance defender. I will always be a Lance defender on this here
Oh
podcast
yes.
because yes, but I understand where Dita was coming from because he's like, I heard that you, and if you hear somebody say your name, you definitely go for them in the game, because if they say your name before, they will say it again. I always say that. That is my mantra. So I know, I get it. But Lance is also not wrong because he never said his name. He was brought his name and was like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, I can agree with that, because Zach was the one, like, they put me in every single end game and I'm sick of it. And so Lance was kind of like, yeah, if that's what you want to do you, boo. But Dita took that as Lance put him in the end game, which you weren't ever in the end game. The only end game you were in was the end game your friend put you in.
Yeah, it just sure.
Okay, Dita.
Lana, we actually didn't see the hidden end game where Dita went in and then someone else who has been there the whole time was just removed from the game. Like that's clearly the end game that we missed.
Apparently it was a hidden episode that we just didn't see and did not cover. Because I'm like, when you were in the end games, your friend Ethan put you in the end game.
Whoops. Like what do you want us to say?
I'm so very confused. I was so very confused. But so Lance is like, okay, all right, cool beans. It was Lance's turn, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I'm going to give it to Jaylene because you were part of that. And I was like, oh, oh, Lance is playing extra defense.
Oh yeah, no. To be clear, Jaylene already has 2 plates and is a vegan. And the only vegan one that was available, she looked at Zach's plate and went, "No, no, I'm not doing that." So she went with pickled scorpion and is just praying she can get it down.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we are now going to give her direct body parts of a pig. Have fun.
Mm-hmm. And so now she's stunned. Like, why am I catching strays? And he's like, because you with them and y'all all did this together. And so she's like, I had nothing to do with that. This is not. And he was like, oh, you did. Oh, you did. You with them. And here's the thing. I understand both sides. I understand why she's shocked. She's like, I didn't have anything to do with that. I didn't give you the pie. That was him. Why don't you give it to him? Lance's thought was he knew they will eat that down. Like Ethan would tear it up and it'll be a waste. Dita will probably tear it up and it'll be a waste. It'll be a waste to give it to them. He wants to weaken that alliance. If he can't go after the snake, the head, he goes after the body.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, Jaylene is the body because he knows that Ethan and Dita probably would eat the pie up and it wouldn't be no big deal. So it will be a waste of time to give it to them. So now Jaylene is like shocked. Then it's Rob's turn. Of course, you did this to my woman. I'm like, boy, you give a man one kiss and he loses his god dang mind. You are his and he is alone. Okay. All right. I'm not saying this relationship ain't gonna go farther past this game, but I'm saying this relationship ain't going past this game. I don't even know if that's true or not. I ain't check up behind them. I don't know. But come on now. We met on Fear Factor. We fell in love, and now we're together forever. I don't think so.
No, not gonna happen.
I don't. I don't think so. That's just a me opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm just saying I just don't think so. But Rob is like my woman. You gave this to my woman, and you know she vegan. So Lance, you getting the pie. And Lance is like,
Okay.
okay, like even though she ain't a woman, but okay, sure, fine, we'll do that. And he mad. So then it's Ethan's turn, and Ethan, of course, gives it to Blake because he needs to defend his mommy, which is Tyler, by the way.
Blake just going like, yeah, his mom is
Tyler.
Tyler. And you can kind of tell in Johnny's face, he goes like, oh,
Okay.
okay.
So Blake then says, okay. And he gives his to Dita because he knew, yeah, it's probably go. Do Blake give it to Dita? Or, yeah.
Yes. Blake gives it to Dita.
Yeah, Blake gives it to Dita. So then it's Danielle's turn. And she gives it to
Also to Dita.
Dita.
Which is very funny because Lance this whole time is like, look, Dita's not going to go home. He's going to be fine anyways. There's no reason to give it to Dita. The last two people who give out slices give it to Dita because
well, Lance said he was no reason to give it to Ethan. Or to Dita.
Or
Yeah,
to Dita because they both would be fine.
And so the last two was like, don't worry, Rod, we got it.
Don't worry, we'll fix that up.
We'll fix that. We'll make sure he struggles. And for some very crazy reason, Chelsea, well, not a crazy reason, Chelsea's like, I don't want none to be involved in none of it. You're still, I don't want to, you didn't mute. I don't want to. She was like, I don't want to do it. I'm not giving it to anybody. And I was like, I mean, I get it. Play safe, girl. Be in the middle. Don't nobody, you don't want no blood on your hands. You don't want to make nobody mad. But I wonder who she would be willing to give it to. And I feel like it would have been Lance or Blake. Because I think she's with that side more than she's with this side.
I feel like she's still mad at Zach for.
Oh yeah, she wanted to get. That's why I'm like, why didn't you give it to Zach?
Because I think she thought that Zach was done anyway and didn't need to throw a stone. She was like, if Zach does stay, I don't need to give him an extra reason to target me. If he doesn't stay, I don't need to give someone else a new reason to target me. So either my outcome's going to happen anyway, or I'm good. So I'm just going to sit in the background here.
Which makes sense. So she doesn't use her coins. She doesn't give anybody. So now it's time to eat these disgusting pies. And
exactly what you'd expect out of this scenario happens. Everyone's like casually trying not to vomit or actually puking things back up. It's bad.
Because they know if they puke, they just get another piece of pie. And it's like, ooh, why would I want that? So they're trying. So you hear a lot of and a lot of and a lot of and a lot of, I can't do this. Come on, you can do it. Like that's literally the whole thing.
Over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Ethan finishes first, to no one's surprise. Then Rob finishes next, to no one's surprise. Chelsea finishes hers. To no one's surprise. Danielle finishes hers, to no one's surprise. Dita then finishes theirs, which I was a little surprised by because he had a lot of pie to eat. And then Jaylene finishes her 3 pieces of pie too, with the encouragement of Rob helping her. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And so it comes down to Lance and Zach. And the person who is eliminated is either Lance or Zach.
Undetermined.
I said, Fox, you will pay for this.
It's like we needed to throw some dumb cliffhanger into somewhere in the season, and they found the place to, where it is either the man who's been the villain of the game this entire time because he keeps getting targeted because of dumb things he did in round 1, deservedly. I want to make sure,
Mm-hmm.
deservedly.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lance, who got targeted in this challenge for kind of valid reasons. I can't lie.
Here's the thing: is either the villain, the person who is the villain of this game, or it's the person who they're trying to turn into the next villain of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I see your spirit, Fear Factor. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I see it. Because once Zach is gone, they're going to need a new villain. So they're setting it up. So just in case Zach does leave, Lance will be tagged as the new villain. Or if Lance leaves, we still
Status
have
quo.
Zach around. Status quo villain. And I'm like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Interesting.
Interesting, but I will let you know, Fox. For me in my house, I will speak for me. I won't speak for Jack. You will never make me think Lance is a villain.
Oh, never. No. Lance is just a strategic mastermind that none of you are ready for. And if you put the villain label on Lance, Lance will look at that label, smile, and then make your life hell. And he's just going to have fun with it. So you thought Zach was bad. Zach went after people for personal reasons. Lance is going to make it personal game wise.
Mm-hmm. And I do not put it past Lance to, if Lance stays, have this conversation with Dita. Be like, and smooth things over with Dita because he don't really need to have Dita on and Ethan and Rob and Jaylene all on his bad side. He needs to get some, some calming down. And I think his best bet is to just talk to Dita and be like, "Hey, man, it was a misunderstanding. I never said your name. I didn't come to them with your name. They came to me with your name, and I was just trying to like diffuse, agree to, like whatever you want to do is your decision. I never came. And I think he can get away with that. I think Dita will take that and be cool enough to be like, cool, it's fine, and smooth it over with Dita, which, and then turn smooth it over with Ethan. Because Ethan's target is going to always be Blake because he got rid of mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Dita could always turn his attention back to Blake because he got rid of mommy. Rob is going to always now, forevermore after this, have beef with Lance because he is my woman, my woman, my woman, and he got to be the big protector, strong man protector for this his sweet little Jaylene, who just ate through 3 pies,
Yeah.
and she's a vegan, and she just went through this whole game. But yeah, sure, consider her weak little Jaylene.
I want to say this in a way that doesn't make explicitly does not make Jaylene like a manipulator. Jaylene is playing this man,
Yes,
and
she
good
is.
for her. Like she knows that one, she's on a show, and two, that this man is head over heels and just going, yeah, here you
Yep,
go. I have a little defender now. This is cute.
yep.
And I mean, I'm not complaining. I love seeing it happen.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's a. I'm not mad at her. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. That's all I will say. Um, but I guess we gotta wait till next week to find out who's eliminated.
I guess we gotta wait.
Even
But
though
Lana,
Jack, could we be frank and be real right now? And if you
sure.
don't, and here's the thing, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say if you don't want our thoughts about spoilers that we kind of just figured out based on what they showed and you just want to be surprised, this is the time to exit now. And we thank you for joining us if you don't want to hear any type of spoilers, but we know the
Yeah.
spoilers. We kind of figured out these spoilers. So if you don't want to know, I respect that. Thank you for joining. We will see you next week and we can talk about it from here on out. But we'll give you three, two,
2,
one.
1.
Okay.
Thank
Jack,
God. Oh my God.
it's
Thank
about
you,
time. He,
Lord.
he is about to go. Zach is about to
And
be up out of here.
the fact that this whole thing, no one did anything to him. He
Nope.
simply chose wrong, and it was his own fault that he's going home.
Yep.
The episode wasn't even about him. He wasn't even being publicly fought. He is going home this round because of his own action. And
Yep.
that is what I love to see. No
Yep.
woman did that. You did that.
You did that.
Problem.
Yep. Zach is going home because, and this is why we know, because Jack and I actually watched previews and trailers and things that's going to happen on the show. And we saw a whole argument between Lance and Rob. Number one, that has not happened yet.
That has not happened. And to be clear, we also know the challenge for next episode. And unless the end game looks very different, that also is not that end game.
Not it.
So Lance cannot go home at this point.
No. I don't know what to tell you, but it ain't happening this week, and it ain't happening next week. So, adios, Zach. I don't need to see you ever. See you never, my friend.
You never.
Gone and forgotten is what I'm going to say about you. I don't ever need to see him on TV again. Not even on House of Villains, because I don't think he's not the right type of villain for even House of Villains.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got close with Sandoval this season, but even then, it's like it would be like casting like a Republican senator alongside it, where it's like, yeah, no, you're just a villain because you're a dick,
right?
Like not even in a fun way.
Not in a fun way, not at all. But
yeah.
That is that on that. We have done it. We have said it. We have finished, and we will be back next week because they'll be back next week. Fine. No more breaks.
No more breaks. We're going straight through it till the end. I think.
I think so. I hope so. But we'll be back talking House of Fear Factor, House of Fear. We thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe on your way out if you haven't done so already. We thank you so much for you watching and giving us the views for this show. We enjoy watching it. And even with this episode being as meh, I'm still going to be right back next week watching it. So we appreciate you taking the time with us. Follow us on this channel. Follow us on all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, where you can find us on socials on @TheCutPod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow Jack and myself if you like. Our Instagrams are scrolling by, or I think that's your Twitter.
It does say Instagram, yeah.
It says Instagram, but I think that's your Twitter. Both of our Twitters.
I think it's my Instagram, your Twitter.
Yeah, my Twitter. If you want to get to my if you want to get to my Instagram, just add a underscore in between Lady J and 78. That's Instagram. Same thing, spelled the same way. Just add an underscore in between those two. But yeah, follow us, and if you want, if you don't, that's cool too. And don't forget to get your mug. That QR code right side of the screen is right there. So get your cup mug on your way out. And we're going to go make more content because we got lots to do here. You stick around and watch more videos. Hit the playlist so you can see all the videos that we've done about Fear Factor. And don't forget to check out our mini on March 1st where we are doing the traders. And we got some fun people joining us. So we will see you next time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.